How much do you think he paid you in the last 4 years?
$43.
$43.
You have a
So that's
total
what you
amount
received.
that you say that you've given to her?
Yes.
How much is that?
$24,402.69, and that's all payments through CashApp.
We are here today to talk about your two children, Callie Copeland and Casein Copeland. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
How old are they?
Callie is 6 and Casein is 2.
And do they live with you?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you reside with the children in Jefferson County?
Yes, ma'am.
And who is their father?
Davon Copeland.
At the time when Callie was born, did you and Mr. Copeland sign paperwork saying that he was her father?
Yes, ma'am.
And when Casein was born, did you have that same opportunity?
No, ma'am. He was deployed at the time.
So, and there was DNA test results that were done as in regards to Casein, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, at this time I would offer the acknowledgement of paternity as to Callie Copeland and the genetic test results as to
One
Casein.
piece of evidence. One piece of
Yes,
evidence.
Your Honor.
State's Exhibit A is admitted into evidence. The State's Exhibit B is admitted into evidence. Based on the admission into evidence of State's Exhibit B, the court's going to find that DNA testing has been completed between the child Casein Copeland and the father Davon Copeland. I'm going to find that Mr. Davon Copeland is the biological father of the child Casein, and I'm now going to name him as the legal father of that child.
Miss Rougeau, does Mr. Copeland visit with the children when he can?
Yes, ma'am.
Does he live in the immediate area?
No, ma'am.
How far away does he live?
About 7 hours.
When you do visitation with the children, do y'all meet halfway?
Normally.
And
This
are you
past-
willing? Are you willing to continue to do that?
Yes, ma'am.
Does that seem to work better for your children?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you have any issues with him having the standard visitation that a parent would get in Texas?
Not at all.
When it comes to your children, are you and Mr. Copeland able to talk?
No, we don't communicate.
Are you able to make decisions for your children together?
I mean, I don't have a problem with doing so, but we don't at the current time.
Okay. And you think that when things get settled, that would be something y'all be able to do?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't have a problem with issue with that.
Okay. And how are your children covered for health insurance?
I believe my daughter is covered with him as well, but I have both of them covered on my insurance.
Okay. Do you have any issues with Casein being ordered to have Casein on his insurance as well?
No, ma'am. We spoke about it previously, but he wasn't on the birth certificate, so we couldn't do that.
Okay. And you think you'll be able, with this paperwork, you'll be able to help get that taken care of?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, how are the children? Do they have dental insurance?
Yes, ma'am.
And how are they covered for dental insurance?
Through me.
And do you know how much that costs?
Not off of the top of my head, I don't.
Okay. Are you wanting reimbursement for that?
Not necessarily. I don't think it's really much.
Okay. Do you know if Mr. Copeland has any other minor children?
Yeah, he has an older daughter.
Okay. Do you know if he's ordered to pay child support on that child?
I have no idea.
Okay. Then that would be a question I would need to ask of him.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any safety concerns for yourself with the children between you and Mr. Copeland?
No, ma'am.
Are you requesting back child support or just to start from here forward?
Back.
And were y'all living together with the children at any point?
With my daughter, yes.
Okay. And when did you stop living together?
When she was 1. right? Maybe a
And
week
she,
before her first.
okay, so over the last 4 years, have you lived with Mr. Copeland at all?
No, ma'am.
Has he given you any child support for either of the two children?
We had an amount in place prior to my son with my daughter. Yes, ma'am.
And so was he paying that amount?
Yes, ma'am. For a
How much,
while, and then
how much do you think he paid you in the last 4 years for child support for either of the children?
So for my daughter, I would say probably about I would say probably for about 2 years he was paying me between $350 and $400 for my daughter.
So after that, that was it. That was when the time your child was 1 and between your child was 3. Is that?
Yes, ma'am. Probably maybe 2.5 years, maybe a little bit after she turned 3.
After that, did he make any payments to you?
No, he would send me small stuff here and there if I asked for something specifically, but it wasn't a recurring monthly thing like we had previously agreed on.
After that time period, how much do you think he paid you?
Maybe a couple $100. It would be like if I asked for something specifically or like for a birthday or something like that.
Your Honor, I would pass this witness.
Davon Copeland.
And you are Callie and Casein's father?
Yes.
Okay. Where do you work?
Check examination guard.
And you sent us pay stub or 2 pay stubs for October and November. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any other minor children?
I just have a 13-year-old daughter.
Okay. And are you ordered to pay child support for your 13-year-old daughter?
No, I'm not ordered.
Okay. Your Honor, at this time, I would offer for in-camera purposes the 2 pay stubs.
Mr. Copeland, did you send the state a copy of your pay information from the military?
Yes, sir, I did.
Now, they emailed that information to me this morning. Is it okay if the information that you sent to the state, may I look at it as well?
Yes, sir.
As far as back child support, Mr. Copeland, do you agree with the amounts that Miss Rougeau said you gave her for the 2.5 years after you and Miss Rougeau split up?
I didn't exactly hear the amount, but I definitely do have the amount that I was given. I'll have to do the math to actually get the exact numbers. I just have the total amount that she has been receiving.
You have a
So that she
total amount
received.
that you say that you've given to her?
Yes.
How much is that?
$24,402.69. And that's all payments through CashApp.
And on medical insurance, do you have any issues with adding your son Casein to your insurance?
No, it's no issue at all. Where I'm at, I don't have actual Army base where I'm at to do so. So that's why I asked her to do it because she was closer to one. I would have to drive to either Houston or to Fort Saline or Fort Cavazos, Fort Hood, Texas, to do that. And since I don't have no birth certificate, I couldn't do that myself.
Well, hopefully we can help you with that. Do you know did you, in looking at your pay stub this morning, did you see any amount that it costs to you for the children to be on health insurance?
It's free.
No, health insurance is covered free.
Okay.
Since I'm on active duty orders.
Right.
And as to dental, do you know how much that would cost you to put the children on dental?
I don't know the exact amount. I haven't got the time to call Dental Concordia yet. But my oldest and Callie are both on there. I can get an amount of what I paid once I can get in contact with them.
on your daughter, are you ordered to, your oldest daughter, are you ordered to pay child support on her?
He said he wasn't.
Okay.
No, I'm
I
not.
wasn't sure if I asked that
ordered.
question.
Okay.
I would pass the witness, Your Honor.
Do you have any other witnesses?
I do not.
All right. So, Mr. Copeland, you said that you have proof on a Cash App that you sent Miss Rougeau over $24,000. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. So, I got the impression from listening to Miss Rougeau that the child support payments have stopped. Miss Rougeau, it seemed like sometimes he was sending the money regular and then it stopped for a while and then it started again. Am I mistaken in my belief that that's kind of how you were testifying?
He was sending it ongoing for a while and then it just stopped completely.
All right. So when was the last time, Miss Rougeau, that you received, according to you, Miss Rougeau, that you received money from Mr. Copeland?
Let me see. The last time that I received money from him, period, was May 10th of last year, $43.
$43. Mr. Copeland, have you not sent any money to Miss Rougeau since May of last year?
No, sir, I haven't.
Why?
So I had a sticky situation after I came back from my deployment where I was unemployed. I was actually in and out of moving back to Georgia and Texas trying to find a job. I was staying in hotels and with family and friends. Now dating up to last year, past all of that for 2022, I put myself in a financial hold or bind from spending up all of my, maxing out both my credit cards and all that stuff so I can survive. So I was catching myself up on bills and
Okay.
all that
So
stuff.
it was a
Yes, sir.
personal choice on your part, Mr. Copeland, that stuff came first.
Which stuff?
Because I'm looking at hold on. I'm looking at the information that you provided to me through your employer, through the military.
Yes, sir.
And they say that they have paid you over $48,000 for the year 2023. That was without your December paycheck, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. So Miss Rougeau testified that she hadn't received any payments from you since May of 2023. Is that correct, Miss Rougeau?
Okay.
All right. But the government tells me, Mr. Copeland, that they paid you over $48,000 last year. And
yes,
you were
sir.
making what you're actually making was over $6,000 a month for at least all of those months since May till now, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You see the problem that you kind of dug yourself?
Yes, but okay, yes, sir. I am.
I mean, we just gotta accept it, right? I mean, it's right. You can't, facts are hard. They're just difficult. All right. Miss Rougeau, were you receiving steady payments from Mr. Copeland prior to May when the money stopped?
I can see I have it up here. I was receiving payments, but it was sporadic. It wasn't constant.
Mr. Copeland, I want to talk about your pay for a second, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. Your pay is set. You get the same amount every month, right?
Yes, sir. No, I do.
All right.
September 23.
Is that going to change anytime in the near future, other than bump raises? I mean, if you get promoted.
Yeah, I'm not due for a promotion for a while.
Right.
No, sir, that's my set pay.
So your base pay is 44, and then you get another 1,800 for BAS and BAH, right?
Not 18. I get 14. It goes off of my zip code from my duty station.
Okay. Well, your BAS, according to your November, was 452.56, and your BAH was 1413. Are you still getting?
Yes. I
Okay.
thought you were saying 18 was my BAH.
No. No,
Okay.
and I might not have been clear about that, and I apologize, Mr. Copeland. Your BAS and your BAH together are a little over
Yes, sir.
$1,800,
Yes, sir.
and you're still getting that as a form of payment through your military check,
Yes, sir.
and that's to help you cover with your food and your housing off base.
Yes, sir. I don't report to the base.
Right. I got that impression because you said it was going to be difficult for you to be able to get your insurance updated since you're not anywhere near a base.
Well, no, I'm National Guard, so we don't report to a base. That's active
I
duty Army.
see. I see. I didn't look at it that
Yes,
close.
sir.
For that, I apologize. So you're currently deployed with the National Guard?
No, sir. I'm currently on orders for the Texas Army National Guard as a recruiter. I have,
Okay.
I think it's a year and a half left for these orders.
Okay. All right. Miss Rougeau, is there anything else that you think I need to know about this case before I make a ruling?
The only thing that I would say is via the CashApp history, which I have as well, it's not all payments. Some of that is rent payments from when we were living together and we were
Sure.
splitting our.
I'm limited, Miss Rougeau, by how far back I can go anyway. So, I mean, we'd have to have just a detailed accounting on this case to show what has or has not come in and how it would be classified. And unfortunately, the state has the burden to prove that, and they haven't done that in this case. So I'm just going to have to guesstimate what I think is the correct amount. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Is there anything else, Miss Rougeau? Because that is interesting and it was helpful.
No, yeah, that's it. Thank you.
All right. Mr. Copeland, is there anything else that you think I need to know about this case before I make a ruling?
I can't think off the top of the head right now at this point. I'm not really familiar with child support and
right.
What all that you guys look coming from the male standpoint or stuff like that. So this is I'm not sure.
Well, I mean, your military paycheck is simple, Mr. Copeland. You know, when I first started practicing law back in 1995, military paychecks always kind of scared me. But after looking at them for 30 years, they don't scare me anymore. So they're pretty easy to look at and pick apart.
Now, does that factor in that I'm National Guard? Because these orders aren't. I'm not actually permanent. I'm still on a trial base, and I don't know if I'll be getting hired on. That's what my biggest concern is.
But you did say that. I know you've been doing this job for almost a year, if not at least a year, because your paycheck from last year shows that you had at least 11 months for 2023. You were making this amount. And then you told me in your testimony that you thought this was going to be at least another year and a half under this current duty that you're currently working, correct?
Correct.
All right. So, I mean, I've got a good background to look at, and then I have a long enough period in front of me to know that if something changes between now and then, the state or you or Miss Rougeau would have the opportunity to come back and file another lawsuit to get it corrected. I mean, if you were losing your job tomorrow, that would create a problem for me. If you were losing your job, if you were losing your job in a month, that would create a problem for me. But the fact that you are looking at 18 months worth of employment that could turn longer, that gives me enough of a buffer to go ahead and set the child support based on what I see.
Okay.
Those are good questions, though, Mr. Copeland.
Yes, sir.
Anything further?
I mean, I think I forgot her name, the lady that's on now, she told me earlier.
Miss Brownzito with the state?
Yes. I guess she said that she gave me an amount, and I know that amount that was given, that would definitely hinder me, and I'll definitely be struggling with my current pay stubs and the amount that's being asked for.
You're going to struggle,
definitely
Mr.
be
Copeland.
hard.
Yeah, you're going to struggle.
You
have two children, Mr. Copeland, and you make $6,000 a month. It's going to be a chunk of your check that's going to be coming out of that for the support of the children. I mean, that's just the nature of child support. You have two children. It's 25% of your net take-home pay is what your child support is going to be set at. That's the law of the state of Texas. So, I mean, if you haven't been working under the assumption that you were going to be paying child support, that's why this is going to be some cold water, no doubt.
Yeah, no, I wasn't. And according to the papers, I mean, like I said, it just hit me by surprise because she filed this last year, and I'm just getting word of this a couple months ago.
Right.
And so.
Well, I mean,
does that factor in the fact that that I do pay I mean, I don't know how would I be able to get them outside of the money that I pay out with my pocket to get them when I do get them.
I guess if you were able to create some type of historical document that would show you what your cost is to exercise your visitation, you might be able to bring that in front of a judge. But right now, I'm just guessing. So I would have to have
Okay.
actual evidence to see what it actually cost you to do that.
Okay, and how would I do that? I don't know if I'm asking.
I can't tell you, Mr. Copeland, how to prepare your cases in the future. You just have to talk to an attorney or look it up online, and there's all kinds of guides out there that'll help you with that.
Oh no, yeah, correct. You said that. I was saying like you said for you. Do I keep in contact with the lady I'm on the phone with now to supply those documents? That's what I was asking. I'm sorry.
I don't necessarily know, Mr. Copeland, that the state of Texas Chief's office would file a lawsuit on your behalf to make adjustments to your child support for that. You would probably have to hire legal counsel in order to make that happen.
Okay, yes, sir. Too.
You also have access to legal assistance, do you not?
Yes, I do.
So, I mean, the JAG will help you. They probably wouldn't represent you in something like that, but I understand that they would at least be a resource for you that you could ask and direct questions to.
Yes. Okay.
Good questions, Mr. Copeland. Anything else?
No, that's all I can think of now.
The court will find the court has jurisdiction. The court's going to find, based on the testimony of Miss Rougeau and Mr. Copeland, it is certainly in the children's best interest to name the parties as joint managed conservators, with the mother, Miss Rougeau, as the parent with the right to establish the primary residence of the children. There will be no domicile restriction in this case. Mr. Copeland is not a resident of Jefferson County, nor does he live in a county that touches Jefferson County. So there'll be no domicile restriction. However, Miss Rougeau, the standard rules in the state of Texas will apply. If you intend to move and move out of the county of Jefferson County, you are required by law to send notice of that to Mr. Copeland by mail, email, of where you intend to move. And you have to do that 30 days prior to your intention to move. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. That way, if he wants to object to you moving, he has the right to file a lawsuit to stop it. Okay. All right. So Mr. Copeland is going to have what we call standard possession. Obviously, he'll have visitation at any and all times he and Miss Rougeau agree to have visitation, but if no agreement, then at least standard possession. No non-disclosure in this case. The father is going to be ordered to maintain health and dental insurance through TRICARE. I believe that TRICARE does have dental insurance available, but Miss Rougeau does have dental on the children. Mr. Copeland has dental on one of the children. So between the two of them, they'll be able to get the dental insurance squared away. Miss Rougeau says she wasn't really interested in trying to get Mr. Copeland to pay for the premiums, even if she's the one that pays them, because they're a de minimis amount, which is probably fair. But I am going to order Mr. Copeland to carry it through his employer, which would be TRICARE.
Are you giving him an amount credit?
No, TRICARE's free.
I know they have to pay for dental.
I mean, whatever it is, it's probably de minimis.
Okay.
Child support in this case is going to be $1,100 a month beginning February the 1st, 2024. I'm going to grant retroactive child support the amount of $9,900. That'll be paid back at a rate of $100 a month. That will also begin February the 1st of 2024. Court cost in this case will be borne by Mr. Copeland, but I will give him until July 31st of 2024 to pay my court cost. Ms. Brown-Zito, does that take care of all the issues before me today presented by the state?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Rougeau, Mr. Copeland, what's going to happen now is Ms. Brown-Zito's office is going to prepare a court order for me. If it matches what I ruled here today, I'm going to sign it and I'm going to get it back to them. And you don't have to be satisfied with the ruling I made today. If either party is dissatisfied, you have 3 business days with which to file written notice of appeal with the district clerk's office in Jefferson County. Again, your appeal has to be in writing. It has to be specific. You got to tell the referring court what part of my ruling you disagree with, and you're also responsible for sending a copy of that written appeal to all the other non-appealing parties. All right. The state will send you a copy of the order once I sign it and get it back to them. However, if you do intend or wish to appeal this decision, I would not wait to do so, because it may take 4 or 5 days for that to happen, so you don't know when your start date is. All right. Ms. Rougeau, Mr. Copeland, I appreciate you both being here today. I wish you both the best of luck.
I don't think that's fair if they're not going after back child support over the last 6 years, and then now I still got to pay this. I mean, that's that's not fair. When I went to court back in 17, y'all knew then that the kids were living with me. I had to prove all this stuff to y'all. And I went down and did everything y'all asked to me back in 17. And now for the last 6 years, there's no child support at all that went to my kids, but now I'm still owed for previous. I mean, I don't think that's fair.